Hi, this is Jeffrey Cohen, President and Founder of Chicago Quantum, and I'm going to talk today about what happens when stocks go down. Right? When stocks go up, it's easy. You feel great. You're like, oh, I'm a genius. I made money in the stock market, right? I know how to do this, right? Oh, you guys should, it's a great system. It's a great model. I just got lucky today. But what do you do when the market doesn't go up? What do you do when it goes down? And I want to talk a little bit about that because I've been thinking about it today as my stocks fell. So, where are you, Jeff? What are you holding? Well, as we've been disclosing, right, we've got a portfolio, about $100,000 in it. It's got 4 stocks. It's got Satsuma, AKBA, AutoWeb, and Corbis, right? So 3 biotechs and an automotive marketing company. And so if you look at how we're doing, we're down 4.3% today. And every stock is down. In fact, 3 of them are now up. 4th is down for real since I bought it. And so there's a question about what do you do? Right? You get up in the morning, you're feeling great, you go about your business, and then all of a sudden you realize it's a lot of money I have at stake. The stocks are falling. I mean, 4 to 5% in a day is a large decline. So where do you look? What do you do? Hey, Jeff, can you tell us what's going on, right? How would you approach this? And so I think it's important. There's no right answer, by the way. And I do often talk about how patience is required for investing in the market. But let's be honest, it's easy to be patient when it's not about money. It's great to be patient when you got your karma beads and you're like, oh, this is great. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to watch a movie, right? Or I'm going to go to the gym every day. But being patient with money is more challenging. So one of the first things I do is I go to my TweetDeck, which is Twitter, TweetDeck, tweetdeck.twitter.com. And I have set up for each of my 4 stocks, as well as a 5th stock that I keep looking at and a 6th stock I keep looking at, right? And I keep saying, where are my stocks? What's going on? So Satsuma, sticking around, massive gap, 12 hours ago, 15 hours ago, waiting for a short signal. There's no news, right? I've been swinging this one. Looks like we can break. These one look good for next week. Sharpshooting, 750 in the bag. And then I had posted something 3 days ago, which is just an article that was written by Edmund Ingram. So no news on Satsuma. Let's go to AKBA. No news on AKBA. I just asked a question about they've hired like 35 people. Why is it good for the stock? Lots of people pumping up Discords and just gap up. So no news. Corbis, same thing. I mean, there's a corporate release, but there's no news on Corbis. Auto, the news is always about the mining of the currency called Auto. So that's not that helpful. And then I even look at like Geo, which is a momentum. I don't understand it. There's no facts there. Verizon was interesting. So I looked at Verizon today, and there was a rather insightful post. So this helped me to start to be even more confused than I was before. Am I going to find it? I'm probably not going to find it. But basically what they pointed out was that the treasuries, 10-year treasuries yield is down. So let's just focus right on this for a minute. So 10-year bond yields are at 1.36. This is low. Okay, look at that drop over 5 days. This is low. This is a gap down bond yield, right? So what's happening? First off, when interest rates go down, that is usually very good for stocks because it means, I'm not going to put my money in the bank because there it is. So I've got some pretty good news there. But the stock market is down. So the Russell small caps are down like 1.8%. S&P is down 0.8. NASDAQ is down 0.6. So I look at that and I think, all right, well, what else is down, right? So crude is down almost $2, but that's because OPEC is having trouble agreeing with stuff. The euro, a tiny bit, less than a penny. The yen, now that's interesting. That's down. Bitcoin's up just a little bit, less than 1%. There's no news here that's interesting, except the market decided to sell off today. Started to take a little vacation. So then I'm going to look at StockTwits. So StockTwits is a little more of a volatile messaging board. And you see, I'm down almost 5% in AKBA. I'm down almost 7% on Corbis. What is going on? Just another short attack. I got some nice memes. The F word. There's no news. There's no news. When does the pain end? Well, that's violent. I'm sorry about that. There's no news. I mean, actually, I've been looking at this all morning, right? There's just memes. There's no news. There's nothing interesting, right? Damn you. This one I really like, by the way. I think it's a wrestling meme. No news. There's my thing about hiring is bullish. So I've got no news there. So now let's take a look, because each of these stocks most likely has a messaging board. So let's take a look. So Satsuma, conversations. So usually this is a little bit of a higher end messaging board. So let's look at newest reactions 4 days ago, 5 days ago. There's nothing here. And there's pluses and minuses, right? So let's look at the others. By the way, I've already looked. There's no news. So this is dropping on no news. So AKBA, let's take a look. Just a lot of whining and complaining. 400 professors employed by the most useless. Like, come on. All right. So by the way, if you didn't like the stock and you were nervous and you're reading all this news, you feel even worse. Because the people who are happy are sad. The people who are bullish are even more bullish. So here, Jeff, not me, right? So load it up. Good time for good news. Meat and potato news. We need some news 8 days ago, right? And auto, you're going to see, it doesn't matter. Auto is like 19 days old, whatever. So there's no news. Okay, well, we actually could look and see if there's any news, like from the big news sources. So let's go to my watch list, click on it, and then scroll down. So 5 days ago, I got news. This is 25 employees got some grants at that day's market price. That's not really that newsy. They're going to present at a conference. The top line results I've already tweeted on. It's 12 days ago. That's old news. Some people don't like the news. It's fine. Someone's talking about a claim against AKBA 18 days ago because of an acquisition they made. I think it was 2 years ago. It's fine. So why is it falling? I don't know. All I know is the Russell 2000 has decided to drop almost 2%. So if you look at the 1 day chart, you feel terrible. You're looking at this, you're like, oh, Rome is burning, I'm in trouble. But then let's get a little perspective here. Let's go to a year. Okay, so over the year, the Russell was down at like 1,400. It's a 2,200. It's a tiny, tiny little drop, right? Let's even look for a month. Yeah, it's testing some lows from early June, but we're not even there yet, right? So basically, it's a short-term movement. It doesn't say that this is like a big move. So there's a way to think about this, right? So you could look at your Russell and look at the moving averages and see, where are we? So right now I'm at here. And the market is still going up if I go back far enough, but it has flattened. All right, since June 2nd. So we're looking at basically a summer weakness. right? So just sharing how I feel, let's take a look at these 4 stocks, right? So I'm not feeling really good about it. I got one down 4%, one down almost 5%, one down almost 6%, and one down over 6%. So I'm bleeding red ink right here. I'm not feeling really good. So my first reaction, just so you know, is if I had a little bit more money in my brokerage account, I'd be buying. What are you talking about, Jeff? I'd be buying. Because CRBP is, I'm looking at the price I paid, it's down like 42 cents from where I bought it. So I'd love to dollar cost average down. Now, why do I do that? Because this is a cancer and an immunotherapy company that just spent a little more money buying even more compounds that they can use for drug discovery. So either they're going to make it big and they're going to cure cancer, or they're going to zero. But they're not out of the woods yet. There was a post that said that maybe their burn rate's a little high, but they are not out of the woods yet. And they're not down for the count by any means. And this stock has gone to $1.36 not that long ago. So there's room to fall. I don't like that, but it's true, right? AKBA just fell below where we bought it. I like the stock. In fact, it drops a couple more cents. I might be selling my house to maybe buy some more. I mean, it's a good price. It's a good value. So I've done the financials. It's a good value for this stock at this price. Now, Satsuma, I love Satsuma. And I think this is just a head fake. So why do I think that? I think it's just a head fake. So let's clear the drawing. That is not that interesting right now. So let's clear that. And also, let's clear the moving average. We can keep the 50-day moving average, but we're not going to keep the other. And so what's interesting about the stock is, of course, it's been higher. It's been lower, right? It's a migraine medicine. I talked to my neighbors about it. One of my neighbors who walks her dog by our house suffers from migraines, has taken Botox, knows her doctor personally, has to go for shots. She goes for shots because for the last 20 years she's suffering from migraines. And I got to tell you, there's times I see her walking her dog where it's just, you could tell she's in pain. So this stock is floating around $4, $3.50, $4 to $7 to $7.50, right? And so $7.10, $7, $7.25. So yeah, we're at the top of the range, 4 to 7. There's a lot of room to grow the minute people start to think that this thing is gonna fly. And the other thing that I always liked about Satsuma, although I don't have any new data, is when I did the investment, who holds the investments, there was a lot of what I'd call diamond hands on this stock. And so it's moving probably on low volume. Jeff, how do you know that? Well, let's take a look. It was a hypothesis. Is it low volume? Where's my volume? All right, let's add an indicator. Let's add volume. Volume, please. Where is it? Volume chart. Up, down. I mean, it's all the same to me. So let's scroll out a little bit, zoom out, so we can really see it. Well, first off, there was a ton of volume like a year ago when it dropped, but I don't see any volume here. But let's zoom in so that the volume chart really kind of pops. And what we see here is there was volume around when I bought it, actually. Maybe I tweeted on it, I talked about it, got a little excited. I probably picked up some ears, right? But I haven't really been tweeting on it. There's nothing really to say. There's no news. There's no update. There's nothing, right? So now I look and the stock is moving on basically no volume, right? Like 200,000 shares, 300, 500, 170, 250. Well, actually, that is decent volume here. I look at it over the year. It looks like no volume. I look at it over 1 month. I see very low volume here, and pretty flat. I mean, there's a good variance each day. So let's take a look. FinViz. Again, I love FinViz. You guys should know that. We'll pick up the page on Satsuma. You see a double top here, right? So there's a question if Satsuma were to fall here to like 472, we're in trouble, right? So the question is, where are we at? So it's testing 390. It's fine. The ATR, right? The variance each day, or the trading range, is 50 cents. So the thing does move. 50 cents on a $7 stock is 7%. We get a lot of movement. And you can see here what I talked about, which is insiders own about 10%, which is up. Institutions own 73%. So that's about 83%. When I did the math, it was 86%. It's a lot of insider ownership, right? And there is some shorts, not a lot. 2.24 times average trading day, or like roughly 5%. They're not earning money, let's be honest. But price to cash, 1.65. Price to book, 1.14. A pretty cheap stock, valuation-wise. So all they got to do is they've got to come up with some great migraine results, and you'll be fine. So now I come back and I say, all right, so where am I on these stocks? So first off, they're bleeding. They're dropping like crazy. I'm not feeling really good about this, right? But there's no news. There's no fundamental analysis. Nothing changed. The only thing that changed was the price. So, am I buying because I like the stocks? Am I buying because mystical, magical? Why am I buying, right? And so, to be honest, I'm buying because I like the stocks. I like the value of the stocks. And I like the fact that they really haven't moved much. So the fact that it's down 4%, it's probably going to be up 4% the next day. It's probably going to recover. It's probably going to be pretty simple. And so I'm going to take a look again and see. I mean, I've got some dogs here, right? By the way, you don't make money every time you buy a stock. Just, I need people to remember that it's hard. It's hard to be in the market. So I'm up 30% on my investment in Satsuma. I'm break even on AKBA. I'm down 20% on CRBP. I'm up 6% on AutoWeb. So you could say let your winners run, keep Satsuma, and dump Corbis. But I hate to dump Corbis because it's 20% cheaper than when I bought it. It's a bargain. It was a bargain when I bought it. It's an even bigger bargain now. And so I guess if I had a few bucks, I'd probably buy some Corbis. So I wanted to share it with you because I was feeling really anxious before. I'm looking, crude oil's down $2. The Russell's, crashing down 1.8%. I was getting nervous. Don't get so nervous, Jeffrey. Bond yields are dropping. Money's even cheaper. Okay? Silver's down, right? There's not a flight to hard money here. And the only thing left to maybe check, if I wanted to look at something, would be to look at inflation information. So let's look at the Fred, St. Louis, M2, velocity of money. Oh, hasn't changed. Let's look at Fred money stock. It keeps climbing. Keeps climbing. Let's take a little look-see here. Where are we at? Oh, no, we're growing the money supply nicely. No issue there. And I'm pretty sure that Fred's going to have my GDP. Yep. GDP's growing. It's nice. So, we have no news. Nothing's changed. So here's what I'm going to suggest. For my own money, because this is important to you, I'm going to go focus on my to-do list. I've got to add parallel processing to my code. I want to maybe pre-run my list of tickers, maybe work on my data validation a little bit. and I want to add a quantum run. I want to add some different logic to my quantum run, and maybe I'll hit the gym. It always makes me feel better when I hit the gym. So I could do some upper body work. I could feel pretty good about that. Maybe take a bike ride to the gym, and I might take my phone because I do track my stocks on my phone, but it's okay. I never really trade on it. So here I am down $4,700, right? Hurts bad, but that's okay. Take it in stride. This is another reason why we only have about 5% of our wealth invested in our active portfolio. So even if the stocks all went to zero today, I'm still going to eat. I'm still going to live in my house. I'm not going to have to sell the furniture. It's fine. So really only invest what you can afford to lose. Know that stock investing is risky. There's no guarantee of profits. Even though 3 of these stocks were picked because they were top 10 Chicago Quantum Net Score, 2 of these stocks last week were top 3, basically. Meaning the risk-reward trade-off is significantly in your favor. But the truth is, when the market falls, stocks fall. Your stocks probably fall when the market falls. And so, unless you think there's a reason why the market's falling, just be patient. There's no news. And maybe go ride your bike or go back to work. And you can keep looking, right, over and over again. There's 8 new posts on my stocks. There is no news. There's WTF, but there's no news. We're good. All right, thanks for listening. You guys take care. Good luck in the markets, and have a great day. Bye-bye now.